Hi, Mark here from the Tangibound Podcast Network and host of the flagship show, the Tangibound Podcast. Did you know that we over at Tangibound are always looking for amazing podcasts to promote? And did you also know that we are also proud nerds and geeks of everything from movies, music, gaming, TV shows, and comic books to wrestling, MMA, soccer, and football? Whatever you can nerd or geek out about, we've got it. And if you're interested, we can help you find it. And if you're a show looking for a place to call home, we've got you covered. Side effects may include upset stomach, dizziness, tumors, shakes, and in some rare cases, death from excessive laughter. Though to be fair, it's only sometimes. Other side effects may include diarrhea, gallstones, heart palpitations, and strong desire for cookies on the dark side. Talk to your doctor and visit TangiboundNetwork.com and see if Tangibound Network is right for you.
Hello, and welcome to the Moving the Needle podcast, where we ask, what moves you? Excellent or bogus? Did anyone do the right thing? Do you mess with the Zohan? With me tonight to discuss Do the Right Thing, Rocky versus Creed, childhood, guilty pleasures, a test of time, you don't mess with the Zohan, once upon a time in Hollywood. With me tonight is Stephanie.
Hello.
Roy. Hello. And Henno. Yo, we want to thank you for listening on iTunes. We're also available on Spotify, just about everywhere you can find podcasts. We are, so come on now,
Google
let
Play.
us know. Email us at mtnpodcast@gmail.com or on facebook.com/mtnpod. Twitter and tweet us at mtnpod. There's so many ways to find us.
Welcome to the podcast from Temperance Town, the sexiest podcast of world renowned. Tony grows a beard to hide his chin, swaps it with Earl so it glistens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Download the pod, you won't get enough of these dapper chaps talking deadly fluff. In Hobo Gulch they run a homeless mission, clanging and banging with the pentagram of kittens. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. They enjoy their whiskey and local craft beer. By Odin's unkempt pubis we give a cheer. Tony's a raccoon when he's booziest. Don't be a savage, be an enthusiast. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. On the frozen tundra they call it a lock. Tony likes to masturbate in a sock. Brian pisses rocks cause it feels so great. I still don't know who the fuck is Tate. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. The boys will let you know when there's a due to male pattern baldness, they don't wear curlers. Stay salty, people, that's their closing line. And don't forget, have a beer, you'll be fine. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty, salty language, kings of the sexy frontier. Salty language.
Hey enthusiasts, what's going on? This is Salty Language, episode 455. Yeah.
The not liveliest podcast on the network.
We are certainly not coming to you live.
Not tonight, no. I mean, you and I are live right now,
Yes.
but
Yes.
it's live to internet.
Yeah.
Or wait, live to hard drive?
Sure. I mean,
Okay.
that's not untrue. It is going right to the hard drive, so.
It is.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We were planning on, going live, and I mean, we had so much stuff planned that could only have been done tonight. Can't be replicated next week.
I know. I only had one day with the elephants.
Yeah, exactly. It was going to be amazing, but unfortunately, we had some technical issues, and had to cancel everything.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I have that.
To be fair.
it was kind of like a last minute. I was just like,
Yeah, it was.
Let me text Brian, see if he wants to go live tonight.
Yeah.
And I hadn't fired up that software in a
Yeah.
while, and I'm sure after all these updates that have happened in a year or so since we've last went live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Things are afoot though.
And we really should have probably jumped on, like when you were like, hey, how do you feel about going live? We probably should have jumped on right then or around then to try to straighten out.
I wasn't even home when I texted
you. We're so prepared.
Yeah, I was just like, because it was right, like we won't get into our adventures we had today, but it was Rays were bright even. I'm like, oh, such a laundry round. I was just walking down in the basement, pulling up Face Page because it said, our pal, Big Dev, Shot of History, put up a post. Because for some reason, certain people post stuff on Facebook, I get notified. I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I've noticed, and what's weird to me is, for me, it just recently started. Like, Heno, for some reason, as of yesterday, every time he posts now, I'm getting a notification.
It's weird how that works. I get them from Dev. I got them from T.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it's just weird.
Yeah.
But so I was like, oh, what Dev post? And I was like, it was him and Shot of History were all live.
Yeah.
And he was like hosting a watch party on Facebook. I'm like, that's a great idea.
Yeah.
And that's why I was like, and the more I thought about it, so I was like, about an hour later, I'm like, we should go live, Brian. Well, unfortunately.
Yep.
We tried.
Yeah. The fire breathers and the sword swallowers, just going to have to wait for some other time.
All. Yep. The cage girls.
Yeah.
In 6-foot cages because, social distancing rules.
Of course. Yeah. It's like in one Twitter group I'm in today, someone said something about like a, some creepy person in tried to get them to get into their car or something like that. And someone else is like, yeah, don't get in that car. And I'm like, right, social distancing.
Social distance, exactly.
Like, not the whole, like, they may kill you, but just social distancing.
I mean, you could get in the car and they might not kill you, but then they could kill you.
Well, what if they gave you the Rona?
Exactly. And then who knows? You might kill like 30 other people. You don't even know it. Suddenly you're a serial killer.
Oh, man. That'd be terrible, right? Like that dude in New York that went through the train station or whatever and didn't realize he was infected, and then that was like the big boom in New York was like after that, basically. It was like, yeah, it's like, that's so terrible.
Like, thanks, asshole.
Yeah, right? I mean, he didn't know.
Yeah.
I'm sure if he knew, he probably wouldn't have done it, but...
Or would he have?
I hope not anyway. I mean, I'm sure there's some people out there being assholes like that, but I really hope not,
Yeah, anytime you see like those people that just purposely cough or spit on people, they should probably just be shot in the face and thrown into a ditch.
Well, yeah. Well, like the one in the grocery store, that video, where that person just came from the side with that overhand right.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Just start throwing haymakers on him.
Just whooped him, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate that.
Me too. That is what I appreciate about them.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, I went to the store this week and wore a mask for the first time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and dude,
I keep forgetting to. I need to really get over it.
Yeah. Well,
because the only mask I have is my tactical scarf, which I saw another guy in the wild with one on today.
Yeah. Did you Did you guys Jeep wave at each other?
If I would have had mine on, I would have.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah. Like you just tug on your scarf a little bit, like, eh?
Yeah, like, oh, fuck yeah.
Then it becomes like a Seinfeld or a Curb bit,
Right.
Yeah, while I was in there, it was, it was fine. They were pretty busy though. I assume because people had just gotten them stimulus checks,
Them stimulus checks.
Yeah, so it was pretty hopping in there, but oh man, that thing was so hot to wear. Like I kept fogging my glasses up, which again, luckily for me, I don't have to wear my glasses. I can see okay without them. I'm not one of those
There's
people.
Apparently, something you can put on your glasses to prevent that shit from happening.
Yeah, the only thing I found last week when I was looking for it was if you wash them like with dish soap right before. You wear them and it'll last for a little while. I guess doctors have done that for a long time.
Really?
Yeah, like they'll just you put a little soap on your lenses basically, and it'll keep them from fogging up. But it won't last all day, but like for a trip to the store. What I just did in the store, it eventually was I just took my glasses off and put them in my coat pocket because I just got tired of fogging them up. And like I said, I don't have to have them to see, so I was all right.
Yeah, when I was tactically getting groceries the last time, I also had to take my glasses off.
Yeah.
Because it was like, well, you experienced it last night playing Call of Duty. It's like someone drops white phosphorus.
Yeah.
You just can't see. There's fire everywhere.
Yeah, basically. Well, it was, too, because like every time you exhale, your glasses fog up.
Yeah.
And, it just to a point after a few minutes, I was like, all right, enough of this garbage.
Yeah,
like,
this is enough.
Taking these off. I'm done with this bullshit. So, yeah, it was, the other part that sucks for me is, my nose is plugged a lot of the time. So it's hard enough for me to breathe on a daily basis, but, so trying to breathe through that mask was not easy, but.
I mean, you got to dial down the cocaina.
Why?
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah, I mean, but that kind of stunk about it. But it's like, versus what the potential, like how hard it is to breathe with the coronavirus. Like, if you're infected or something, it's like I'll deal with the mask. Like
you'll take it.
Yeah,
you'll
I'll
accept
take it.
the consequences or whatever.
Yeah, it was funny though because I walk in by the cereal aisle and I see there's a woman that had a mask on too, and she's pulls this thing off, and she's like, "Oh my God." And the way she's acting, like, I thought something was wrong. And I'm like, "Are you okay?" And she goes, "Yeah." She's like, "There's this mask. It's so hot." She's like, "I'm kind of hyperventilating a little bit." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And I'm like, "But you're sure you're okay?" Because it's like, I don't want to be like,
"Land you right here, bitch."
Yeah, well, that's what it was. If there was something wrong, I assume, like a horse with a broken leg, basically. I'm like, well, I'm sorry, but society has deemed you aren't fit to survive, and I'd have to end her, as is tradition,
Just come up behind her, Steven Seagal neck snap.
Yeah. It's like, damn it, I don't have gloves on. I gotta wash my hands. But yeah, she was fine. It was just the mask was making it hard for her to get a full breath. So she, and she's like, and she's standing there and she's like, well, I don't see a point in putting this back on. And I'm thinking, no, I don't either, because if you're just going to hyperventilate, it doesn't seem very good either.
Yeah, for sure.
So I told her, because she had one of the N95 masks on, and I told her, I said, you got to look for like a handkerchief or something where they're a little thinner so you can breathe through them a little easier.
You want to look like a bandito.
That's what I got one ordered as soon as it gets here. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to rob some stagecoaches and shit. I
actually have the best things that would be perfect for right now. I think they're in storage somewhere though.
Yeah.
Is when I was working at the restaurant, they were like, well, you guys got to start with, you guys, they mean me, had to start wearing beard nets.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I bought these things that are basically like not neoprene. It's like spandex tube of fabric with cool patterns on them.
Oh, yeah. They're called gaiters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought 2 of them.
Yeah.
So I could just like wear it like a ninja mask instead of, because the beard net, I don't know if you've ever seen a beard net.
They look great.
Oh my God, Brian, let me tell you. If I had a dating profile and I put that picture on,
yeah,
you gotta beat the poontang off me with a stick.
Right.
Yeah, that's it. So I have 2 of them, and those would be perfect for this situation, but I don't know where the fuck they are.
I actually thought about ordering one of them because there's a company, I forgot the name of the company, but all the products they make are like, moisture wick cooling type stuff.
That's another reason I bought them. It's because of moisture wicking.
Right.
I actually used to wear them under my hard hats at my last job.
Okay, because I was thinking about it because I was like, I should get that because, the heat is another problem. And with summer coming up, and I don't think, like literally, this isn't going away. Like this is, as far as like, it's not going to, it's June, no more coronavirus,
Bro,
it's like
May 1st, open up restaurants and bars, let's go party. Woo! And everyone dies.
What a fucking name. I love how so many people on social media keep, posting the mayor or whatever from Jaws, where he's like, let's reopen the beaches.
Yeah, that's exactly what
like,
it is.
what could go wrong?
Like, as much as I miss that life, I miss going to a bar and having a few beers and having some wing. if they actually reopen that shit, I won't be there.
No,
You
honestly,
won't see me no more.
if we were going to do anything like that, I'd be like, let's get some carry out and just hang in like your porch or something. You know,
for sure.
like if we were going to do something more, or on my porch, you know, whatever, something like that, like rather
Dude,
than
I'll porch sit and drink beer. I don't mind that.
yeah,
That's
rather
a good life.
yeah, rather than go sit inside of a building with who knows who coming in, you know, the whole time.
Although, despite the fact I'm wearing a Hams hat,
Yeah.
and I do have all the beers in the works, I've been really getting on the whiskey lately.
Yeah, but what are you
I
going to
got
start
a
all the
little
whiskeys
bullet
now?
rye right here, my sir.
You doing all the whiskeys now?
That's what Michelle was saying. She's like, I thought you're doing all the beers. Why don't you do all the whiskeys? I'm like, I don't know as much about whiskey as I know about
That's
beer.
fair. Well, that's the journey. You
That
learn
is the journey.
you learn along the way, right?
I mean, maybe I could. Maybe I put in parentheses all the beers and the whiskeys.
Yeah. Well, at that point, you could just change it to all the booze.
Yeah, all the cirrhosis.
Yeah, right. Hooray!
I ordered some Glencairn whiskey glasses. They're like the official whiskey taster glass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I'm like, if this shit ever ends,
Yeah,
I would love to have people over and have
Yeah.
some whiskey tastings. I got some whiskeys behind me now that I don't know if you've had.
I probably not, but I don't know. I do see quite a few bottles over there, though.
Well, there's a lot of growlers back there too.
Yeah.
But
All I'm gonna say is if you hear like, you know, windows breaking in the middle of the night in your basement, mind your business. That's all I'm saying.
yeah, so I've been like really enjoying a little nip of whiskey every now and then because plus woo Decado train.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Which cheat day, Brian.
You know, I feel like your cheat day has become a bit of a segment, if you will, you know, of the show. Is like it's like, okay, how did Tony fuck his body up this week?
Oh my god, dude! It started off brilliant.
Okay.
Because Heno's got that diner he goes to every
Shorty's,
week.
yeah.
There you go, Shorty's.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go there every week, but Greg's Grill's like my local diner.
Oh, for sure, that place kills it. Yeah.
You know, and I was just like, I'm like Michelle even asked me, she's like, are they doing breakfast? I'm like, he posts on Facebook what he's doing, and it hasn't been like what's the word I'm looking for? Consistent.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then he just posts like, hey, this weekend doing pancake and waffle extravaganza.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get a pancake, waffle, bacon, sausage, and scrambled eggs.
That's an extravaganza for me. Fuck. I think I just had an extravaganza in my pants. Jeez.
So we're like, oh fuck, it's cheat day. So I called him up and I'm like, hey, 2 waffles with bacon, please. And they're like, all right. So it started off brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little breakfast, enjoyed ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just went sideways because we do this thing. We're like, well, let's go to the store and get some cheat day food. And it's like I got a little like cup of like fudge stripe cookies, and I got a stupid Java Monster, and
yeah. I will give you this. At least for your cheat days, at least you just go get like the little thing of the cookies. At least you don't go get like full on packages of the cookies.
Yeah.
You know,
I try to do that because that's like,
like air quote responsibly cheat day.
Well, the irresponsible part was Michelle was like, how about we do taquitos for lunch? I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but I kind of want pizza too. So I grabbed a frozen pizza.
I feel like they used to have pizza taquitos.
Well, she bought the 20-pack, and we ate them all, and it was a horrible mistake.
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
And then the pizza I got was like, I ate like a third of it, and I'm like, I feel like I'm dying.
Now, did you get like regular pizza, or did you go cauliflower crust pizza?
All regular ass
right,
pizza.
okay,
I got a screaming Sicilian of pepperoni mushed into the crust.
Yeah. Oh, dude. Well, if you're going to do it, right, it's cheat day.
It was like pepperoni on top, and it was like pepperoni underneath the crust in the baking pan or whatever.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, the crust is just pepperoni sauce made out of pepperoni. I thought for like that evening rolled around. I'm like, I feel like I'm dying. I feel like I got to get one of those now. I feel like I need to have all the pizzas.
If the crust was thinner, because it was more crust than anything else.
Yeah.
But it was for a frozen pizza. It was pretty good.
Yeah, their frozen pizzas are decent. Though, like I don't get them a lot because they're like $8 or $7 or something. So I don't, I mean,
Yeah.
I tend to, frozen pizza on a budget. So,
Yeah. Well, fair enough. Baller on a budget.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, coming soon to
Oh,
my
man.
All the Pizza podcast. No.
Dude, if you did all the Zaz and you just did frozen pizza reviews.
Oh my God, all the Zaz would be great. I like that idea. Yeah, I should do that. I eat enough of them.
You should. Why the fuck not?
Shit. Anyway.
Oh man, it was just and every week I'm like, why do I do this to myself? I need to responsibly have a cheat day.
No, you don't.
And I was like, I'm gonna get some beers. I had one beer.
Yeah.
Because in the evening I thought I was gonna die.
Right.
Yeah, it was horrible.
It reminds you of like when we were little childrens and we used to go over to the Hopewell gift shop and we'd have like $5 on us and we're like, we're getting everything.
Yeah, well, with $5 walking into there, you basically were like, Uncle Moneybags from the Monopoly game or whatever the dude's name is.
And since pretty much no one listening will know what we're talking about, basically it was the equivalent of like a penny/nickel candy store. The woman had like tons of just all sorts of, like candy cigarettes and a whole bunch of like...
And quite literally penny candy.
Yeah, exactly. There was a ton of it that was a penny. I think didn't she used to have like loose candy cigarettes for like a penny?
Still loosies.
I feel like she did, yeah. Like the gum ones, not the crunchy ones, but like those gum ones.
The crunchy ones.
Remember because we liked the gum ones because those were the ones they found them a little bit. It looked like there was smoke coming out the end.
That fucking powdered sugar, dude.
Yeah. But yeah, we used to go over there, do that, get she had like really cheap like pop and stuff too. Like everything in that place as far as candy and food goes was really cheap.
Dirt ass cheap.
I remember us going over there, I don't know how many times with just like $1 and coming out like we were fucking kings. Like
oh yeah.
Like you said, we're going in there like we're Scrooge McDuck basically. You know?
Exactly.
And coming out feeling like somehow we gained wealth. Yeah,
like look what we did.
Yeah. But
like we're buying stocks or something.
Yeah. It was ridiculous. But I kind of feel like when we used to do that though, like that's kind of your cheat day now to some extent. Except most of the time we'd buy all that stuff and then it'd be like we'd get partway through it and be like, laying on the floor basically with the what have I done?
Yeah. That's how I was Saturday for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, like by the time we got around to playing Call of Duty, I didn't feel as bad.
Yeah.
Right. But fuck, man.
Oh, man. Oh, no one else is going to care, but I have to tell you now because I'll forget if I don't. Right after you jumped off, I played a game of Hardpoint, and the team I was on, we got 0 points.
Ooh, boy, that's a very hard point.
First time I've been shut out in a game. I was like, whew, like it was a mess. Anyway, enough of that.
Was it at that moment you're like, well, I'm done for the evening?
No, because I was really close to a challenge. So I'm like, all right, well, also, you know how it is. Sometimes you don't want to play with that last game being a real stinkfest. It's like, I gotta get one decent effort in and then I'll hang it up.
I was like, whenever I get like trounced that bad, I back out of the lobby.
Oh, I definitely did that.
Made of new people.
Yeah, I totally did that because I certainly didn't want another game with whoever we played against.
Fuck all these people.
Yeah. It's probably like some pro people or something. Probably not. It's probably some like 8-year-olds,
Yeah, exactly. 8-year-old. All they do is, especially quarantine.
Yeah. No, they just got the game.
Quote unquote school at home.
Yeah.
And then they just play Call of Duty all day.
No, they probably just got the game.
Yeah. 8-year-old reflexes.
Yeah. Like, damn it. Anyway. Oh man.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So because cheat day is Saturday for you, is the goal on Sunday go hard, like to get back?
No, it's just not be a shithead, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like honestly, the where I do best is during the week because I go to work.
Yeah.
And, that's very structured during the week with work.
Right.
It's the weekends. It's everything's a little loosey goosey.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could see that,
especially Saturday, because
well, cheat day.
And like it's funny. Every Saturday, Michelle's always like, "Oh, she's in the morning. She wakes up like it's Christmas fucking morning, like cheat day." And then about 4:00 rolls on. I'm never eating again.
Damn it! I see. This is where it's another time it sucks. Like you haven't really watched Adventure Time, or not Adventure Time. I'm sorry, regular show. Because there's an episode where they have where like all the guys who work there, they're having guys' night, and
Right.
all through the day, every time one of them sees another one, they're like guys' night, like the whole, and that's basically what I'm picturing you, like
That's
cheat
very
day.
accurate. Cheat day.
Yep. Like I'm gonna eat this
Oh,
$20 bill. Cheat day.
It's so stupid. Never
Yeah.
do it, but it's fun at the same time.
Yeah. Well, that's why I was telling you. It's like I've always felt like cheat day is supposed to, over time. I really feel like it's supposed to be a way of getting you to realize how shitty you used to eat. So that once you do it, you're like, oh my god, I feel like awful. The rest of the week, I feel great. So why am I doing this? And eventually quit cheat day, essentially.
I mean, that's basically what I did in the past. Is I'd do cheat days, and then it became just cheat events.
Right, or a cheat meal or whatever. Yeah.
Like,
right.
it's this person's birthday. Of course I'm eating all this shit.
Right, I'm going to knock back under 20,000 beers. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
But oof. Man. Oof.
Right.
Boy, let me tell you, man, right now would be a good time to be a DoorDash human, by the way.
Think so?
Well, I mean for the money.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe, because I mean, like last week we were working on Michelle's house, getting ready to go out on the market, which it's on. So if anyone's looking for a house in Saline, you want to know.
Yeah.
But
I'm sure everyone is.
It was late at night, and we're like, let's just go home. We'll if we order food, we're gonna eat even later.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to eat fast food.
Right.
So I was just like, well, let's get fucking Moe's. Moe's is good.
Mm-hmm.
So I download the app. We set up our meal.
Yeah.
Hit like pay, and it's like, oh, this location's closed. It's like, why would you tell me that? I'm setting up the meal,
right? I had the same thing with. This is nowhere near as good for you, air quoting, but like with Little Caesars, because the one night Jim wanted like some of the thin crust, and those they don't normally have ready to go. So and it was getting close to closing time. So I was like,
one last chance for alcohol.
Yeah,
so
right.
Finish whiskey or beer.
Exactly. So I was like, well, I'll just order it on the app. Boom, boom. By the time we get, I'll order it. We'll just go down and pick it up. And it let me go through the whole fucking process. And right when I go to pay, it's like delivery's not available right now. I'm like, the fuck? Or I'm sorry, not delivery. It's like online ordering. That's what it was. I'm like, okay. And I try it again, nothing. And I go back and I pull up because I was like, well, I guess I'll call them. I pull up the thing and then I see on there and it shows their hours and I'm like, they're fucking closed. Why didn't you just say from the beginning this isn't available?
That's how I
was
felt
so
with
angry.
The Moe's thing.
Yeah.
Well, so then I'm like, oh, there's a Chipotle right around the corner.
Yeah.
So I got the Chipotle app and I'm like, enter it. We're
get some
sitting
of them
in
fat
parking lot.
rewards too. Yeah.
Yeah, get them Chipotle rewards.
Yeah.
But so put them in and like, boom, it's like, oh, pick it up in like a half hour. Like, dope.
Right.
So we just hung on to probably watched the Muppets on Disney Plus on my phone, just hanging out, waiting. And then, that moment hit when the food's done. There was such a crowd. Like I was watching this crowd of people in and out of Chipotle, not even in and out, up to the door.
Right.
In their little corral area.
Yeah.
Everybody there was Door Dashers.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I can't believe how many people are Door Dashing Chipotle.
That podcast that I listened to, the Get Rich Nick show, their newest episode was they did Instacart. And that's what the guy said about at the grocery store he went into. He said, I saw so many people scanning with the Instacart app. He's like, I swear more than half the people there were just doing that,
Yeah, that's how it was there. Because like when our time came, I got out of the car and I went and 6 feet away from everybody else.
Yeah.
And the lady would pop her head out the door and be like, okay, who are you for? And everybody was like, oh, I'm here for Jill. I'm here for, it was like a big burly dude. Oh, I'm here for Jill.
Yeah. Boy,
and they all had DoorDash bags and shit. And,
yeah.
And even the fact they were so busy that the half hour or more that they had after I ordered it, I stood out there for about an hour, 25 minutes waiting for my food.
Wow.
I mean, it was so
well,
busy.
I know I don't know if they still do, but they were advertising free delivery for a while. So I'm sure that has something to do with it with Chipotle, because.
Oh, man, it was madness.
Mm-hmm.
Although I forgot how good Chipotle was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Got myself a nice bowl situation. It was delish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like getting that. I just don't get it often. I get it even less now because it's all, there's not one close enough,
Right.
It isn't that it's far, but it's just not
It's
close
just not
enough.
close enough.
Yeah. And I don't even know, I don't know if I assume I could get delivery here, but I don't know, I
you
feel
could DoorDash it or
Yeah.
Grubhub it or whatever
Right.
for sure.
But I'd feel like I need to tip pretty heavily on that because that's a decent drive for a delivery.
My new favorite thing is because if with the odd chance we DoorDash,
No
I got
tip?
the Cash App,
Yeah.
Cash App, son,
Oh yeah.
and they have a boost on there that's like save 10 or 15% off of DoorDash orders. Why wouldn't I pay if my cash? I'll transfer money to there just to pay for
Yeah,
this
right.
to get that percentage off.
Sure, why not? Nothing wrong with that.
Oh man, but yeah, it's
And then dollar tip for the delivery person. Boom.
Oh, dude, I always load them up with money
I
too.
know. I'm just.
I feel bad for those people.
Me too.
Those are like frontline grunts going into war, basically.
Yep. Sure is.
Yeah.
They're doing the work nobody else wants to do.
Yeah, like because DoorDash are like, well, here's our suggested tip, and I do the math on it. I'm like, your suggested tip is not what I would tip these people.
Yeah. Like, here's our suggested tip: use another service.
Yeah, fuck you.
That seems a little rude, but
Seems aggressive, but okay.
Okay. I mean, I'm open to listening.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh man, yeah, it's been a week. It's been a weird week.
Yeah.
How about you, man? I mean, I still got all kinds of nonsense.
Oh my goodness, I have very little because like I said, I didn't do a whole lot anyway, and with this, it's like I'm really not, we're not going anywhere. I'm not really doing anything, so it's
Fair.
Trying to think if there's anything I really did this week. I mean, no, I really didn't. I mean, I just keep watching Curb and Picard and stuff, so. And I've really enjoyed that. That was,
Right.
those. I'm through, I think, 5 seasons of Curb now. Somewhat about halfway caught up, I think, as I think they're on season 10 or 11. So,
I mean, you got to kick off the All the Zaz YouTube channel, clearly.
yeah, I know. So much work.
Right.
Oh my God.
So much work.
YouTube channel. Ugh. I don't know if I want people watching me eat. That's weird.
They don't have to watch you eat; they just have to watch you describe it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'll have to
you
get
do jump cuts when you're eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll cook it. I'll do a little video of me pulling that first piece out to see if I can get the cheese stretch.
Yep. That should be one of your things you judge it on.
Yeah, the cheese stretch. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had our photos taken over the weekend, social distance safe wise, because our friend Valerie. Mugshots, yes.
Oh, I thought you got arrested. Okay.
No, our friend Valerie, she's got her own little photography situation,
right.
And she's doing a thing called the Front Porch Series, and she's just asking people like, "Hey, can I just come over and stay 6 feet away and take pictures of you guys on your front porch?"
Yeah.
We're like, "Oh, okay." And we ended up actually just bullshitting her for quite a while out in the front yard, which is nice because you don't see anybody anymore.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. That's why I said I think I've seen people talking in the grocery store, and I think that's why we're just so like, oh my God, people.
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's like Armageddon hit or something.
Well, like I said, was it a week or two ago when I was like, it reminds me of the old timey days when you went to the big city, you socialized, you sold your stuff, because it was the only time you'd see people who weren't part of your farm, basically.
That's fair enough.
And it's very similar. Like, you see your family all the time and you're like, yeah, great. I see you all the time, but
yeah, like I can't wait to go to the store.
I can't wait to go see anyone else right now.
Well, that's the moment we had over the weekend. Do you remember, Brian? Do you remember back when we were old enough to not want to be home, but too young to be at the bars?
Yes.
Where did we go?
To the bars.
We went to Meijer.
Oh, right. Yeah.
That's what we did. That's like we did our grocery shopping and stuff, and our cheat day fucking stupid shopping. Mm-hmm. And we went to Meijer, and we just was just like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah, right.
This is an adventure.
It's different. Yeah, I saw some people who were talking about like trying to get the states to shut the rest of those kind of stores down, aside from essentials, to stop people from going to just hang out.
I'm sure a lot of people just are.
Yeah. As well, and realistically in this area, if people have a Walmart in their area, they already know people who just go hang out at Walmart. Remember years ago when I'm like, I swear, like up in Monroe, going to Walmart was like going to Cedar Point or a Disney World or some, like it was like going to some like big, it was a big doings,
Yeah.
and, so.
Hear that, little Timmy? You got a C+ on your grades. Get in the car, we're going to Walmart.
Yeah. Ma, put in your fancy teeth.
Thanks, Daddy.
Ma, put in your fancy teeth. We're eating at the Subway.
We're eating at the Subway at the Walmart.
Yep.
You know what? You can get yourself a large soda.
But
Ain't none of that fancy white bread for you.
yeah, you're getting that
Going
ciabatta.
grains and cheese. We're gonna be fancy living.
Grains and cheese. Yeah. Oh man. But like around here, like if you have a Meijer in your area, you've probably spent some time just hanging out in a Meijer because it's the same concept that it's a store that has basically everything. So
Yeah, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I had that weird moment when we were there. I was just like, man, this is what we used to do when we were teens because we had nothing better to do.
Yeah. It is.
Strange.
It is really weird. Like, like I told you before about the person who, on social media was like, this reminds me of my teen years, like I'm grounded and gas is, super cheap. And I was
Right.
like, and I was thinking about it. I was like you were saying, you go hang out at Meijer. People are playing all sorts of video games. We're eating like garbage. It's like we're all reverting. We finally all got what we wanted. We all can be like 16 to 18 again, basically.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah. So enjoy it, because at some point you'll have to go back to being 40 again.
Yeah, well, for me, 41's right around the corner, man.
Sure is. Can't wait for your big party.
Yeah, my big to-do.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to get a bunch of us. We're just going to, drive down your street and wave at you. I mean, flip you off, whatever,
That's fair.
Yeah. No, I'm not going to do that.
I mean, it'd be hilarious if you did that.
Right.
Just saying.
Yeah. A bunch of our friends just honking like animals and
Yeah, driving 6 feet apart.
yeah.
Like you do.
Happy birthday, Tony!
Oh, man.
You're a big boy
I had
now.
a weird thing at work, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm walking through, it's after break, I'm walking through, and this dude who works in our shipping department, like, Mexican guy, never really talked to him, don't know his name. But he's just like, hey, can I ask you a random question? I'm like, yeah, what's up, man? He's like, what part of town you stay at? I'm like, I live in West Toledo, and he's like, off of Douglas? I went, yeah. And I'm not gonna throw my street name here, but he's like,
I will for anyone who wants it.
Do you live on Boobly? And I'm like, yes, I do. And he's like,
oh, Boobly.
He's like, I thought so, man, because some days when I'm driving home, I see your car behind me, and the first time I was like, is this guy following me home or what? He's like, I stay with my girl out there. That's a real nice neighborhood, real quiet. I'm like, yeah, I really like it a lot.
I got to go back really quick. I hope everyone who is listening realized that you Kaiser Soze to everybody.
I did.
Yeah.
Way to give away my secrets.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, and if you haven't seen on The Usual Suspects, whoops.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Sorry.
Yeah, it was so random. I'm like, yeah, small world. He's like, yeah, it really is, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just love how he thought I was following him home.
Yeah. Boy, what a twist there, huh?
Yeah, really.
Right. The Latino dude's getting paranoid because the white guy's following him, and you're not a cop or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Not a cop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just so weird.
That's funny though.
You'll have that. You'll have that.
Yeah.
So you know what I did today, though?
Regretted yesterday.
Actually, I did. I woke up feling pretty terrific.
Oh, all
to be
right.
honest.
Wow. Must have been that Call of Duty.
Must have been that Call of Duty. Help purge the poison out of me.
Yeah, that's it.
No, actually, we went and bought bikes today.
Yeah, like motorcycles.
Yeah.
Went and got some hogs.
Dude, that'd be sweet. I mean, that's something I've always thought about, but I have never pulled the trigger on.
Motorcycle for Michelle, sidecar for you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been so nice, and I love riding bikes, despite the fact I bust my face open half the time when I'm on.
Fair enough, yeah.
But it's like, and bikes are not cheap. I was just telling her, I was like, we should just go garage sailing or estate sale, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, you can find a bike for like $10 or $25. Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was like, you know what? There's this bike, like I was just looking at bike stores.
Yeah.
I was like, well, maybe there's something open where we can just find something used or whatever.
Yeah, like Mike's Totally Not Stolen Bikes. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. Come on down to Mike's Totally Stolen.
Not stolen
bikes.
Yeah. But Mike, how can you afford to have these bikes so cheap?
It's crazy. People give them to me. Well, it's actually funny because it kind of ties in here. There's this place downtown called Toledo Bikes.
Yeah.
And I looked them up online. It's just like, oh yeah, you can volunteer to help us do stuff,
what?
and we fix bikes
that
and
sounds
we sell
horrible.
bikes.
Yeah.
So I hit them up on Facebook Messenger. I'm like, are you guys open? Because essential businesses.
Yeah, right.
They're like, oh yeah, we'll be open tomorrow at 4:00. I'm like, oh. Okay, yeah. They're like, as long as you wash your hands before you come in and observe social guidelines, and okay.
I wonder how that's amazing. I guess maybe it counts as an exercise thing. Maybe well, no, because gyms are closed down.
I don't know how they're open.
All right. Well, I hope we're not getting someone shut down.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
God, feel bad because they're actually a bunch of cool dudes in there, and it's like what they do is they because biking is big downtown.
Yeah.
Obviously, because it's easier to get around.
Yep.
So what they do is they'll teach kids and everything. You can volunteer there. They'll teach you how to fix bikes, but they also do bike tune-ups and bike repairs and all this. But you can donate bikes, and they just fix them up and resell them.
Okay, that's cool.
And we got these two old, they look like Schwinn. They're not Schwinns.
Yeah.
But they're like the Schwinn, old Schwinn cruiser-looking bikes.
They're like shins. Yeah.
Shins, yeah.
Like SHINN''S shins.
I don't know what mine didn't. I think it had a name on the tag, but I didn't pay attention to it.
It said Barb on it. Yeah.
It was it's like black, and it's got white wall tires. It's pretty fucking dope.
Right.
But Michelle's got this one, and it was called Mellow Yellow.
Yeah.
And it's just yellow, and it's got this big like springy seat, and it's got these fenders, and one of the fenders has like a fin on it, like a Cadillac. The thing's fucking cool.
Nice.
For these two bikes, because we were looking at bikes at Costco too. For these two bikes, both of them were less than one brand new one.
Yeah.
And it's like hers needs a little TLC. Mine's pretty ready to rock and roll. Because they have different, if it has a yellow tag as it, they're like, we go over it, but it's basically sold as is. Mm-hmm. If it's got a blue tag, it means we've done some repairs to it.
Oh,
so the blue ones are a little more expensive, but there was nothing there that was expensive.
Yeah. Well,
for
that's cool.
Decent bikes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and then the guy's like, with our yellow tag bikes, we don't really have blue tags have a 30-day warranty. He's like, but if you take it home and something goes wrong, just we're pretty cool. Just bring it in, we'll fix it for you.
The yellow tag bikes are if you try to bring it back, they pull a shotgun on you and they're just like, keep moving.
Just keep on pedaling.
Just go right back the other way. My fault.
Yeah, no, we took him out down to the Metro Park downtown, went on a nice little bike ride. It was kind of cool.
Nice.
Because the neighborhood I'm in is like a great neighborhood to have a bike.
Yeah, it's kind of like where I live. I'm surprised I don't see more people bike around here.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of traffic through here.
Right.
People walk through here all the time. I'm surprised the people who live here don't really ride bikes around here. I mean, kids do. That's it.
Yeah, it's pretty fancy.
I'm disappointed that clearly you need to get a bike that's like Pee Wee Herman's bike. That's what you need.
I mean, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I was eyeballing it because it's got a mounted on the frame where a water bottle would go.
Yeah.
But I was looking at it, I'm like, man, it looks like a beer bottle would fit right in.
Of course. Yeah.
Just like
Listen, all you have to remember, Tony, is beer will go in a water bottle.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
As long as you've got a bottle that'll fit in there, beer will go in it. You'll be all right. Or, whiskey. Because there's nothing like a nice, refreshing nip of whiskey after a bike ride,
Yeah, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's like, if you're in the Toledo area and you're into picking up like a used bike. Go down there.
Oh, I was going to say Tony has 2 in his garage. And he lives, you already know he lives on Boobley Street.
Yeah, lives on Boobley. Because like especially with what's going on now, I'm like, I would rather buy from somewhere local than throw money at Meijer or Walmart or whatever.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I'd much rather throw my money at those guys than.
Yeah, definitely.
But it was weird because when we were there, because they were making people wait outside.
Yeah.
Which I get.
Mm-hmm.
This dude pulls up and, he's like, and the guy talking to him is like, he's like, from Toledo Bikes. He's like, do you have like donations? And the guy's like, yeah, I got 3 bikes. And he's like, and you're donating them. The guy's like, yeah. The guy's like, oh, okay, we'll just kind of put them around back. The guy's like, oh, okay. And he goes to his truck, he owns these bikes. And then he starts talking to us, like, hey, what do you, we're here to buy bikes. Oh, okay. And then the guy comes walking up again, totally disregarding social distancing.
Yeah, of course.
And, the guy's like, oh, hey, I need these bikes repaired. And the guy's like, oh, I thought you were donating them because I asked you if you were donating them.
Right.
And the guy's like, well, no, we've never been. We just need them fixed. And the guy's like, oh, okay, well, just hold on 1 second. Let me help these people out.
Right.
Says, I don't understand why when someone goes, hey, are you donating these? Oh, yeah. And
boy, that would have been awkward, though. Can you imagine?
Them to get repaired.
Can you imagine, though, if that guy just dropped them off and then like got in his truck and took off or something?
Yeah, comes back. Where's my bike?
Yeah, and they're like, what the hell are you talking about? We sold them, like, like you said you were donating them. Oh, man. I'm surprised they don't, like, if you donate bikes, I'm surprised there isn't some sort of like a release or something you have to sign.
Well, he even asked the guy, he's like, do you want me to get you a tax form? And the guy's like, nah, it'll be all right. And he's like, well, I'm just going to get you one.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't know if maybe the guy was just so like out of his element and confused.
It must have been. Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, that's what I want to do.
Yeah. I want to donate our bikes so you can fix them and I'll come pick them back up.
So weird. People are weird.
Oh, silly people. Yeah.
I know, right? But it's I mean, to be fair, I should hit it again.
To be fair.
Well, to be fair.
You know how they say dudes bikes, you got that nut buster bar, that's how you know it's a guy bike.
Yeah.
The bike I have does not have that, and I'm not afraid to ride it.
Well, that's definitely good, because as someone who's busted their nuts on one of those bars, it's, oof, that's no fun. Yeah.
No bueno. Like I just saw it, and it's like it's just a black bike, and I'm like, you know what? So it has a sticker that says Cruiser on it, and he's a better name than that, though. Like Mellow Yellow is a cool name.
Yeah. Does yours have like a net that catches you so you don't mush your face?
Oh my God, I should probably put in airbags or something.
You should, yeah, really.
Yeah.
Like something that just, protects your face, basically. Cause,
every time I ride it, I got to wear like a linebacker helmet.
Yeah, I was going to say like a
full cage.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's not the worst idea. Like,
man,
protect them teeth.
Or I got an idea. How about I don't ride it when I've been out drinking all day?
That also is a strong
That's
idea.
Probably the best move.
Yeah. I mean, shit can go sideways. We definitely wrecked plenty of times not trying to do anything fancy.
Well, that's what I was saying when we were riding our bikes earlier. I'm like, man, I remember when I was a kid, I would be like, I did so much stupid shit on my bike.
Yeah.
And now I'm like riding all careful. And, ooh. I was like,
well,
what happens if I ride for a couple months and I get real comfortable on a bike again?
You're like, ooh.
I'll be hitting curves, doing jumps and shit.
You're like, watch me jump off this curb. It's like, less than a foot. You wreck it. Just tear your head all open.
Exactly. Just get covered in road rash and shit.
The doctor's like, if you were 20, you'd be fine, but we're going to have to cut both your arms off.
Since you just turned 41.
Yeah. I'm sorry, man, but these arms got to go. But I didn't even land on the one. He's like, yeah, but I got to make sure you're not riding this bike again. Fuck. That's what I was listening to, the Bill Burt podcast, and I don't remember which of them was talking about how the last time they were at their doctor, they were talking about having the like fall conversation,
Oh, right.
about like in their shower or whatever. Wait, was it that podcast? Might have been a different one. Anyway, whatever. But it was, some podcast I was listening to. The guys were talking about how, and they're like, oh, come on, I'm not that old yet, like, the don't put me in the fall category.
Yeah, don't you put that bad mojo on me.
Yeah, but with bikes, it's the truth. I mean, remember at the end of our street how they used to have gravel? And remember that one day we were just riding to the end of the street. I turned just a little bit, and there was no grip, and the whole bike went out from underneath me. You know,
yeah.
and it's like I wasn't even trying to do anything cool. I was just trying to slightly turn, which I guess was too fancy for my skill set.
How dare you?
Yeah, turning the bike sideways. That's right out.
Yeah, you're trying to like Tokyo drift it and shit.
Yeah. Right. Instead, I remember tearing my leg and part of my arm all up because of that gravel,
Yeah.
Because there's no soft way to land on gravel.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
There's nothing worse than digging gravel out of your skin.
Yeah. Good times.
Is it?
No.
I mean, I guess it is.
No, it wasn't.
I mean, I always, anytime I go bike riding, man, I always do enjoy myself.
Right. Unless you're like me that one time when I got that flat when we were riding.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I mean, that's a bad time.
That was not fun. That was the hardest bike ride I've ever been on. Bending my fucking rim.
Good times.
Yeah. I remember taking it to get the air in the tire, and the guy's like, "Were you riding on this with no air?" I'm like, "I didn't have a choice." Like,
yeah, like, what do you expect me to do? Walk it?
Yeah. Come on.
In hindsight, we probably could have, but yeah.
Yeah, I should have, really. That's
young and dumb, Brian. Young and dumb.
Yeah, I mean, it was only yesterday, but,
It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So how long before you're setting up, like, the wooden ramp in the street?
Oh, I mean.
You're going to jump over some neighborhood kids.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Gonna build a sweet half pipe so all the parents come tear it apart. Because that totally happened when we were young.
Yep.
So weird.
Jerks.
Yeah, no, I'm just gonna cruise around the neighborhood and we'll take it to the parks and stuff every so often and it'll be a good time.
You should wrap something up to look like ET and put it in a basket in the front of the bike.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Michelle's pretty tiny, so
yeah. Wear your wear a hooded sweatshirt and pedal real fast.
Yeah, pedal real fast.
Like, come on. Keep looking behind you the whole time,
Need someone to make like a big cardboard cutout of the moon and I can just drive by it for a photo op.
That would be great.
That would be pretty awesome. Oh man. Do you remember, Brian? Let's rewind a week. Do you remember last week when we recorded?
No.
Me neither.
Yeah.
No. And we talked about Disnappointment.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to hear something disappointing?
Yes.
I'm sure you heard about it by now. I think we touched upon it a little bit last week.
Oh, you touched it all right.
Oh, I'd touch it. So, Disney Plus is all family friendly.
Sure.
That's what they build themselves as, the family friendly streaming service.
Sure, that's why The Simpsons are on there.
That's why The Simpsons are on there.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I wonder if there's any Simpsons episodes that are edited or not on there.
Oh, that's a good question, because there are some where, like, Homer's bare ass or Bart's bare ass were in there.
And
because there's some, like, like the one where he falls in love with that, or not falls in love with, but has, like, almost has an affair with that woman he works with. She's on the half shell, Yeah.
It should be, I am not as well versed in the Simpsons as you are.
Yeah.
Maybe you should do some research if you get a chance.
That is a curious thing. I do wonder, because I've heard, like, in the commentary on the Simpsons DVDs, they talked about how it'd be hard for them to do some of those kind of things now. Like, that wouldn't be allowed, like it used to be, which is a shame, because, like the scene where Homer's riding the real tiny bike and his pants get caught in the bike and you just see his ass hanging out. I mean, that's fucking great.
Right.
That's classic.
That's comedy gold.
It is. It really is. If you can't see his ass crack, there's no comedy there.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm being dead serious. If he just keeps wearing the pants, it's not funny.
Once someone draws that little black line in.
Yeah, if he's got his underpants on, underpants aren't funny there. You have to go bare ass.
Yeah, not unless he's wearing sexy lady underpants.
Well, then that's a different story. Yeah.
Then it's kind of funny.
Then it's...
I mean, his pants get caught, and then suddenly there's like a bright red whale tail.
Yeah. Like,
It'd be kind of funny.
oh man, sorry, I just had a Curb flashback.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
No, so the movie Splash,
Mm-hmm.
which is on Disney Plus, you know,
Sure.
Tom Hanks, Daryl Hannah,
Yeah, right.
mermaids and shit,
Hot mermaid action, yeah.
hot mermaid action. Yep.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. There's a scene where she goes sprinting into the ocean. You can kind of see her butt,
Mm-hmm.
kind of.
Yeah.
And Disney Plus has probably one of the worst CGI edits I've ever seen in my
Now
life.
she's wearing a full bathing suit, like the old timey ones with the like half leg and the, you know.
Yeah, I mean, that would probably be sexier than the ass toupee they CGI'd up there. It's so bad.
Really quick, do you have a link that shows these? I haven't seen them, so.
Yeah, I have a link right here that's got
Okay,
it's
cool.
got the video link.
Okay, perfect.
In the article.
Okay, good, because I definitely want to
Dude,
see
the
these.
CGI is it seriously looks like they took whatever video editing software they're using
Yeah.
and just cut some of her hair and then pasted it over her
Oh
ass.
my god.
That's how bad it looks.
The sad part is it's Disney like doing this, or like maybe not. I guess maybe someone else edited it and they just used the edited version. I don't know which, but
If you've seen the original, it's not like it's full ass. Her hair almost covers her butt anyway. It's just
Right.
like a little tease of butt.
right.
And it's only a butt. It's not like she's out there like spreading gash or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, a little like
Like the
hustler
cameraman-
beaver hunt and
Yeah, I was gonna say like the cameraman falls, camera first into her vagina. Yeah.
exactly. It's nothing like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like, come on, what do you? Okay. Meanwhile, every Disney movie, the parents die.
Right.
Just saying.
Right. That's fine though. That's never bothered anyone.
Apparently not.
No. I mean, I've seen Lion King easily hundreds of times. And I'm totally fine with that. Oddly enough, it is kind of weird, isn't it? Like the fact that, sorry, spoiler alert, Simba's dad dies. And,
What?
and there's the whole, like where he's nudging him and dad, you think maybe that how I've mentioned before, how certain things with dads and whatnot, like I'm just like, I'm just like, oh man, that sucks.
Right. Yeah.
I think,
what a bummer, bro.
I've seen it so many times, I think I'm desensitized to the pain.
I mean, that could very well be.
It also probably doesn't help that I love Scar. Like, he's one of my favorite Disney villains. So
Fair enough.
yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I rooted for him to throw Mufasa, because, I mean, I love me some James Earl Jones, but, I mean, also, if he hadn't, we wouldn't have had Simba rise to power, So,
It's true. It's true.
yeah. There would have been no Hakuna Matata.
None.
None.
Bug eating.
Nope. There would have been no Rafiki rapping him in the head with his cane, saying the past hurts. It doesn't matter. It's in the past.
Rafiki action.
Yeah. So anyway, there would have been no, bow chicka wow wow, him and Nala with them like bedroom eyes out in the forest when the "Can You Feel the Love Tonight" comes on.
Ugh.
Man.
Creepy.
Anyway.
Anywho,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I wonder if they've done this with anything else on there, because there's a whole lot of movies on there, and you know how it was, like back in the day, like PG-13 type movies. Sometimes there's a little side
PG,
boob.
you're dropping F-bombs. PG-13, you might see like some titties.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I kind of wonder. Like if there's been other, I'm just picturing like if they had the Terminator on there, like when he shows up, he's in like a robe,
Exactly. They just CGI him in like boxer briefs.
Yeah, the worst ones too, Like,
yeah.
Like what the
I didn't
hell?
say loose tighty whitey.
No, for sure. Oh God, yeah. Like he's an old man on a sitcom.
Exactly.
Well, it makes sense. Like I said, years ago, again, one of the Simpsons writers mentioned that, the hierarchy. Boxers aren't funny. Tighty whities are funny. And underwear isn't funny. Underpants is funny.
Yeah,
so,
it's true.
I agree.
I don't know. I just thought that was a kind of a travesty.
Right.
I mean, I don't think they should edit movies anyway. Like
Well,
that.
especially for that. I mean, Jesus, it's the hint of a butt crack. Seriously, let the 13-year-old boys have the hint of a butt crack. Jesus.
Exactly. Let them splash in their pants.
I don't know about that.
No, maybe no.
I don't know. Yeah. Oh man. So yeah, that's wow. That's why I said I'm very, very curious to what else. Like I did see, like I'm just scrolling right here, and one of the, it says Disney says it'll remove racist content from its older movies. But from this one thing that I remember, I had forgotten about this. Somebody had kind of gone after them because they didn't censor the crows in Dumbo.
Oh, right.
And those crows are really not socially appropriate anymore.
What do you mean?
Yeah. So I don't know. I did know. I forgot about this as I'm just scrolling here. I think there was talk of the episode of The Simpsons that references Michael Jackson is not on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because Michael Jackson actually was on an episode of The Simpsons, but he's not credited on the episode.
I did not know that.
It's the one where Homer goes into the mental institution, or because he's crazy.
Right.
And his roommate, his roommate claims he's Michael Jackson, but he's like a big white guy. And
it was actually
Michael Jackson. The only thing Michael Jackson said, his two things were he didn't want to be credited and he would not sing. So the singing in the episode is someone else,
right.
So yeah. So I don't know if it's that episode or if maybe there's some joke that was made that like references, Michael Jackson's alleged misconducts.
Affinity for things.
The children's. Oh yeah, that was the other one you mentioned. There was another movie you mentioned. You told me about this before. Remember Avatar?
Oh yeah. Apparently Avatar. Yeah, they edited the freaky tail sex.
Yeah, no docking.
Exactly, no docking.
Disney Plus does not rhyme with docking.
No, not at all.
That's just for us.
That's just for us. But okay, I totally accept it.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Here we go. Newsweek actually has a thing that has content that's been censored. Splash you already mentioned with digital hair / fur. Toy Story 2 says follows the version that came to Blu-ray. In the edited version, a casting couch joke that sees Stinky Pete flirting with two Barbie dolls, implying he can get them into the movie, was removed from the mid-credit bloopers. No, that's probably, it's probably a good one. Can you imagine being you're a parent and trying to, your kid's like, Daddy, what's a casting couch?
Yeah, right.
It's a thing that actors sit on while they're auditioning. It's that couch that Pawpaw sits on when he fishes? That's the casting couch. Adventures in Babysitting. It's not on there yet, but appears in other countries, I guess. Says the Disney Plus version has two changes that have been part of the TV version for years. The famous line, "Don't fuck with the babysitter," has been changed to "Don't fool with the babysitter," while another scene changes the word homo for the word weirdo, which that one I can definitely get behind. The first one, it's like, come on. It's just an F-bomb. Right. Come on. Free Solo says there's a line where climber Alex Honnold calls something fucked up and it changes it to messed up, and they also remove the word goddamn.
Really?
Yeah, I guess. The Adventures of Bullwhip Griffin.
What?
I think that's an old porno. It says, God damn it. It says one Reddit user noted that the 1967 Roddy McDowell Western has had racial slurs removed for its streaming cut. That seems like a good idea. Santa's Workshop is a 1932 animated short. Apparently, it had stereotypical black dolls removed from it. Although some stereotypically Asian dolls seem to have been kept in, which that holds. Because for some reason, a lot of things over the years, like Asian racial references, have been left alone in some things, but other cultures will be removed. I don't know why that is, but it is.
Right.
Or is it Lilo and Stitch? Said on the DVD, a scene that saw Stitch jump into a dryer has been edited to show him hiding behind a pizza box in order to prevent children from hiding in dryers, which, as someone who's known a child who's hidden in a dryer, probably not a bad idea.
Yeah, I was like, I kind of get that one.
Yeah. I remember when I was a little children's, one of my friends, his younger sister, hid in their dryer. And we had no clue where she was, like, all day long, basically. So, yeah, until she finally she got in the dryer and fell asleep.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so when she finally woke up and came out, then, we found her. I mean, with like, everyone who lived around, it was before I met you. It was when I lived on Brim, and I was, or like all of us around that area, we were just combing the neighborhood looking for her. There was, you know how there's those woods down that way. We're all out in there like that. But, his parents were freaking out because they thought maybe she'd been kidnapped. It was a mess. And then turns out, thank goodness, she was fine. But, yeah. So anyway, Hannah Montana, apparently, the TV show, completely wiped out as deemed it was just terrible. No,
I mean, you're not wrong.
I kid. It says a character in season 2 has had their character name changed from ISIS to ICE. However, a scene from Shia LaBeouf's comedy Even Stevens, showing a character using ISIS as an alias, has been kept in.
Really?
Yeah.
No.
Well, it's like on Archer, remember? After all that, they were like, we got to change the name of ISIS, because can't so much use that anymore.
Maybe not.
Gravity Falls, it says, in an edit that mystified even the show's creator, a symbol from Grunkle Stan's fez has been removed. This led to a tweet from Alex Hirsch, which read, LOL, apparently the geniuses over at Disney Plus decided to remove Grunkle Stan's fez symbol for no reason, but then accidentally left it in the thumbnails because even they can't keep track of what they're pretending to be concerned about this week. Oh, wow, I forgot about this. Okay, so The Simpsons, in the Simpsons movie, they left the brief shot of Bart's wing wang.
Really?
Yeah. Like, he, it says they've removed season 3 episode Stark Raving Dad, which is the one I was talking about with Michael Jackson.
Right.
It said the episode was previously removed from Hulu following the release of the documentary Leaving Neverland. So, understandable, I guess. Was it The Rescuers? A rare case of an urban myth turning out to be true. The Rescuers really did feature a blink and you'll miss it background picture of a naked Playboy model in its original version. Disney Plus uses the cleaned up version that has existed of The Rescuers without this lewd Easter egg since Disney had to recall thousands of videotapes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right? And the last one they have listed is The Lion King. I don't know if you remember the old urban legend or whatever of it, that the word sex is written in the clouds.
Oh, right.
They changed it to where it says SFX now. Why wouldn't you just clean that out of there?
Yeah, just make it clouds.
Yeah. Anyway. But, it says the official line was that, this is what Disney said it was originally. They said that it was supposed to say SFX, and it was a geeky reference from the animators. Anyways, it's been replaced in the Disney Plus version with a Starscape that doesn't appear to read anything.
Oh, well, fair enough.
Yeah. So. Oh, and someone corrects them in the comments and says it's not Stitch that hides in the dryer. It's actually Lilo, because Stitch is not the little girl's name.
Oh, I mean, also
and that is
accurate.
I haven't seen the movie in years. As soon as they actually have a screenshot with it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that now. So yeah. But yeah, there you go. So there's all the stuff that as of 4/15 of this year, so just a few days ago. That's what they have listed for censored. So I guess the ass shots of animated characters are okay. So
apparently, and dick shots.
yes, and a child's penis.
Yes.
Right. Totally fine. Hiding in a dryer, right out.
Yeah, absolutely not going to happen.
Yes, a full-grown woman's hiney, not so fast.
Yeah, slow down.
Yeah, I feel like if you're going to take out anything, I feel like the Bart's penis thing probably should be taken out. But
you would think, right?
But then again, I also don't really care because I'm like you that I really feel like people should just learn to talk to their children. But whatever.
Yeah, right.
Anyway, so there's all that. Yeah. Oh, I forgot. This is totally not related. Did you see that this past week Howard Finkel died?
I did see that.
Yeah,
yes.
And for those who don't know, the Fink, as he was referred to, was the guy who was the ring announcer for WWE for a long time, and called. He was the guy who introduced the wrestlers and different stuff for WWE. His voice has been used in a bunch of their voiceover stuff. I've heard a ton of stories about him over the years, and just seemed like a really just sweetheart of a guy. And unfortunately, he's been having health issues over the last 10 years, basically, from stuff I've read. Huge loss for WWE. Even though he hasn't been doing ring announcing, every once in a while he could, they would bring him back to do something. Like for a while, even after he kind of stepped away, they would bring him back for WrestleMania.
Right.
And stuff like that. But his voice was very distinct. Like like right now, I bet you can probably hear his voice if you think about it, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like we heard it enough growing up and stuff that it's hard not to hear him making the call. So yeah, big kind of sad day there, 'cause for a guy that we saw constantly as Utes, on the different wrestling events and stuff. So
right, that is a bummer.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like he got the corona.
Yeah, as far as I know, it wasn't that. Like I said, I knew he'd been having some issues for a little while. So, I've seen some really cool tributes to him where, like one shows a table with like, Gorilla Monsoon and some of the other legends and whatever that, they're like, we've been waiting for you, kind of a thing, like,
right.
Because he's from like that group of guys, of that, that era that was, just some of the best at what they did. He really set the bar for like the wrestling ring announcers, in the way that like Bruce Buffer has for boxing,
Yeah, for sure.
It's, wait, Bruce Buffer? No, Bruce Buffer is the one that does UFC, right? Where is he? I can never remember because it's
one of the Buffers.
Because the Let's Get Ready to Rumble guy, and then his brother is the one who does UFC or did UFC. I don't know if he still does, but Michael Buffer, that's his name. Michael Buffer. Bruce Buffer is the UFC guy. Anyway, whatever. But just
those people,
those guys, yeah. But, like, they're ones that, like, when you watch a boxing match, like a big time fight, you're waiting for the let's get ready to, kind of thing. Like, it just stands out in your head. And like I said, Fink's voice was just so distinctive that you just,
right.
It really stood out. So, anyway, there you go. Speaking of WWE real quick, man, they let go a bunch of people this week.
Really?
Yeah, they let go like 20-ish in-ring talents.
That must have been what I saw. Former enthusiast guest Casey Pierce post something about
Zack Ryder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, he was one of them, which isn't really a surprise. He's barely been on television, and there's some talk that some of the guys that they released, like some of the ones they released, people were kind of expecting to happen. And some of the ones they released, there's talk that some of them may have been more furloughed than like fired, basically, to where
Right.
once things get going again, they may bring those guys back. But there's a few of the guys on there that, man, they've been, like Zack Ryder's been with WWE for a long time, and Heath Slater's been with them for a really long time. And for a while there, they got to where they were just those guys that would come out and just get squashed by whoever they're putting over right now, you know. But they were fine because, you know, they're still getting to go out there, perform, draw a good paycheck, you know, help out the younger guys, basically, you know. So,
Right.
yeah. But, man, I couldn't get over it. I was like, holy shit, I haven't seen them release this many people in a long time. But it makes sense. They've got such a deep roster now, you know, that really, you know, it's going to happen. Plus, you know, them losing money and, you know, Vince has taken a real hit from the XFL folding shop again, you know.
Right.
So,
yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, to be fair, I won't play it again. But with everything going on, plus, I mean, I watched a little bit of XFL and I wasn't really feeling it myself.
Yeah.
I mean,
It was fine.
it was fine, but I mean, you know.
You know, my brother, I think, made a great point, which was they shouldn't have started it as soon as they did. They should have waited a few weeks so we'd all start missing football.
Yeah, that would have been the move.
Right? Because by starting it like right away, you were like, oh, I just watched the Super Bowl, and now I'm watching clearly not the Super Bowl. You know, like
right.
Some of the guys,
opposite of the Super
yeah,
Bowl.
because you know there were some of the guys like I forgot the one guy's name. There's that one quarterback through like 3 games through like 12 touchdowns or whatever. You know, but
right.
you know he was on fire. But most of the games were okay. You know, but I still feel like if you looked at the crowds, they were drawn pretty well. You know,
Right.
like I feel like they might have been able to do something with that, but you know, it's mostly a shame for the people involved. You know, I don't mean the higher ups, but you know, the players or, you know, the people who got like camera jobs, that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah.
So, and I've heard WWE's laid off a bunch of those kind of people too, like a bunch of behind the scenes type, you know, crew workers and stuff because they can't, how many do you need right now? You're not traveling around. All their shows are coming from one place. You know, you don't need scads of lighting specialists and all that stuff right now. So
yeah, I mean that's 100% true.
Yeah, it's a shame, but you know it's business. What are you going to do, right? You know.
Yeah,
So,
exactly right.
Their loss will be like the independent scenes and maybe some of these other promotions out there like TNA, NWA, and AEW. You know, like they'll be able to maybe pick up some really good talent from this because some of the people who got laid off are, you know, very underutilized by WWE.
Right.
So, because, you know, you only have so much time. You can't make everybody the big star, you know?
Right. So I mean, I assume the other organizations that aren't WWE will probably scoop these people up.
Some of them probably, some of them definitely, but there's some of them that I don't know. Well, you know, it'll be a kind of a we'll see because, you know, like a lot of people immediately think AEW being the newer one, like that they're going to start gobbling people up. And it's like, well, at some point they're going to have a full roster too, you know, and they don't have the 3 shows a week that WWE does, you know, so they don't need as much on their roster at the moment.
Right.
So, you know, plus, I mean, you know, if you're a guy and that you go, hey, you can go wrestle for AEW, which keeps you on TV and blah, 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 but you know, we're not sure what we're going to do with you. Or if one of these smaller promotions comes to you and goes, hey, we're going to push you as champion. Like, you're our top guy kind of a thing, or you'll be in the mix. You know, I mean, I could see some of these guys who haven't been getting any attention basically going, you know, I'm going to go be a top guy for a bit, you know?
Yeah, I'm right there. Perfect.
Yeah. And you've seen that, like, that's happened different times in the past. Like, a perfect example is a guy named Drew. Well, he goes by Drew McIntyre in WWE. He was with them and basically just became, like, an afterthought. They cut him. He went over to, where did he wrestle? I forgot now if it was New Japan or Ring of Honor. Anyway, he went to another promotion, became like a top guy, put on some amazing matches, and then WWE brought him back through their NXT program, and he's currently their Universal Champion on WWE now. So, or no, not the Universal Champion, WWE Champion. But anyway, he's you know, he went away, became a top guy, came back, and then they were like, okay, now you're ready, basically. So,
Like, all right, motherfucker.
yeah, and that might happen too. You know, you might see some of these people who have been cut come back down the road for, as Vince says, you know, welcome home to everyone who comes back. You know, so
Right.
it's like, yeah, you know. Except, you know, your parents don't generally, you know, kick you out the door and say, we wish you the best on your future endeavors, you know?
I mean, not usually, right?
Right. It's so much of a joke. It literally is called future, like people will be like, so-and-so was future endeavored by WWE. Because they will, every time they cut people, they always say, we wish them, well, not every time, most of the time, they'll say, we wish them well in their future endeavors.
AKA, you're fired.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Go away. If Vince feels
You're
you
fired.
can, yeah, if Vince feels you can make him money later, maybe he'll bring you back. But
Ugh.
yeah, well, that's business.
You know, it's true. Just ugh.
Yeah, it does work though. There are a lot of times where like WWE just doesn't have room for that person because, like I said, you know, you've only got so many spots, you know. And
Right.
when they go somewhere else, instead of being 20th on the depth chart, now all of a sudden they're in the top 5, you know, so they get the chance to have 20-minute matches or whatever and work with top level guys and stuff. And then they come back and it's like, okay, we've seen that you clearly have something. Now, instead of, you know, being number 19, we're going to, you know, you're going to get to jump some spots. Now you're 18, you know.
Right.
But
Oh,
anyway.
man.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, it's just, yeah.
It's sad on some of them. Like I said, you know, some of the guys who've been there, like Zack Ryder, who has been with WWE through, I mean, that dude has just been forced to eat shit so many times.
What a bummer.
Dude, he even started this thing like, because, you know, a lot of times, you know, you'll hear these older wrestlers like Stone Cold or whatever, and they're like, none of these young guys want to take the initiative. You know, none of them this and this and this. Well, Zack Ryder at one point started his YouTube channel and was calling himself like the internet champion. Like he had a belt created, dude, and he was coming out just he was a jobber basically for WWE, right? He'd come out, get mushed, and then go away. But he kept doing these YouTube videos and people were loving him. And people at the live shows, like on TV and stuff, the crowd was chanting for it. Like when his music would hit, the crowd would go stupid. And it's like, okay, well, clearly you gotta push this guy a little bit right now. You gotta do some with him.
Right.
Nope. They barely did anything with him. And
that's weird.
Yeah. A few years ago, they finally, last minute, someone got hurt. They put him in a ladder match at WrestleMania and they gave him the Intercontinental title. You know, which a lot of people were like, finally, but it's a good, you know, 6-7 years too late. You know?
Right, yeah.
And he's had some fun tag team matches and stuff, but it was like, honestly, I think he's found his calling now. Him and his friend Kurt Hawkins, who just got cut by WWE also, they have a podcast where they talk about action figures. And because they're both like high level collector, crazy action figure guys. So
I mean, that's kind of nice.
Yeah. So
I do appreciate stuff like that.
Yeah. So I think, you know, they'll probably do some whatever stuff, but I think they maybe have kind of found their calling with the podcast. Like, I think that's really them in their element, you know?
Right.
Because they had a YouTube series where as they travel with WWE, they would go to like toy shops and buy, like they would video them buying toys at the different shops and stuff. So it was.
That's kind of great.
Yeah, right.
I mean, I like the fact that they're just like open and honest about their nerd shit.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
Why not, right? I mean, you know, as the pro wrestlers, you know, you only got so many bumps in the bump card, as they say. After
Yeah, fair
that,
enough.
you got to find something else to do. So, hopefully,
Yeah.
this will be their second half of their career. But because both of them are kind of long in the tooth, you know, they can still go. They could still provide something, but I don't think anyone's really going to promote or push them. You know,
Right.
so, but I'm sure they'll find work because they're solid guys. You know, they're not going to go put out a stinker of a match. They're going to go, you know, give the
Go
crowd
hard
their
in
money.
paint.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I wish I could remember the name of their podcast, and I absolutely can't right now.
Shredded Dudes of Toys.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Nice try though.
I
You
thought
were
I might have had it.
You were so close.
I knew it.
So close. Closed? God.
Close.
Close. Oh, here we go. It's the Major Wrestling Figure Podcast. So
The Major Wrestling Figure Podcast.
Yeah.
Huh?
I'll have a link to it in the show notes if anyone's interested.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I haven't listened to the podcast, but I've watched some of their videos, and their videos have been pretty entertaining. Sometimes there's like a figure they both want. And then,
Right.
and both these guys have, they made all right money doing what they do. So, they kind of fight over it and not literally fight over it, but
Right.
they lock up, out in the parking lot.
Exactly. Do a test of strength.
Yeah. That'd be great. That'd be so fun. Anyway, so that's all I got for the week. Got anything else?
I only got one more thing.
All right.
And it's the old Vatican edited some video.
Oh boy, did
was,
they put hair over the Pope's ass crack?
Yes, they definitely did.
The old papal's ass crack. Yeah.
This filmmaker. He's making a documentary called Preschool.
Preschool or priest school?
Priest.
Okay, just checking.
Priest school.
Okay.
And the Vatican already told him, like, everything you film, we get to go through.
Yeah, they get final
and make cuts,
edits,
and then you can have the shit back, basically.
So basically, he's going to get nothing. Yeah.
Basically. So he captured footage of a Scottish group of student priests, like visiting, the Vatican and gifting the Pope a bottle of Oban single malt Scotch.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And the Pope, was like very happy, and he held it up and he said, I can't speak the Italian or the Spanish or whatever the fuck.
It's real easy. Listen, say it after me. It's a me, the Pope.
Yeah, he said, it's a me, the Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what he said translated, because he's holding the bottle in the air, translated into, this is the real holy water.
Oh boy, I bet he took some heat for that.
So apparently he's known for his appreciation of fine whiskey.
Oh really? All right.
Yeah. So, but the Vatican wasn't having it, and they edited that out.
Well, I would think so, yeah. Oh, dude, I just want the video of, or like the picture of him holding the bottle of scotch.
Yeah, hold it up in the air.
Can you
going
imagine
like,
the
this
memes?
Is the holy water.
Oh, the memes with that would be so good.
I know, right?
I feel like they're depriving the world of joy by not releasing that.
I mean, I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, I'm not, obviously I'm not a huge religious guy over here.
Yeah.
But this new pope occasionally does shit like that.
Yeah.
That I'm like, I'm okay if it's this one.
Yeah, he's got some G in him for sure.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, it makes me want a little bit of scotch, but now I already had a little rye, so
Mm-hmm.
Don't need to get crazy. I got work in the morning.
Yeah, it'll be all right. They won't mind.
I will though.
No, you won't. You'll be fine. Listen, you survived yesterday. You'll be fine.
Yeah, that's true. I did survive yesterday.
Yeah. Oh shit, that's good though.
But yeah, that was the last thing I had. It was just a little,
right.
a little nod to the priest and his appreciating the Pope and his appreciation of some scotch.
You can tell it's toward the end of the show. We're really struggling.
Yeah, I'm fucking sorry. I'm slowing down. I'll be honest.
I'm slapping all over my words too, so it's fine. All right. Well, I guess let's do the Q of the W then. I guess, eh?
Oh shit! Yeah, I gotta get my phone because I got all kinds of stuff in here.
Before we jump in, I have one from a couple weeks ago that I realized I elected to read last week. From from our pal Mr. Jackal, and it was from the like what song makes you want to cry,
right?
And
I'm gonna write it down because I have to add it to our Spotify.
Oh, right. So he says every time I hear Foo Fighters, My Hero, it brings me back to reading Civil War on the subway. As the chorus came on, Captain America got shot on the steps of the court. Back when, Captain America got assassinated in his funny book years ago.
Right.
I understand, man. That was a harsh moment, man. Like that when I got to that book and read it, man, it really was a kick in the pants,
Kicking the goiter.
Yeah, right in the goiter.
Right in the goiter.
So, yeah, I understand. What's funny is to me, like, that song has a whole different meaning, because of Tony and I. For those who haven't been longtime listeners, we used to we'd see somebody who was, well, for lack of a better term, like we'd see somebody like Jeff from the Tiger King. And we'd be like, "Oh my God, there's the hero of the day."
Yeah, here today, walking by.
Yeah, and so so after a while, it became like when that song came out, it became like every once in a while we'd just kind of, "There goes my hero" or whatever, and just both be like "Hee" about it. So,
or when someone walks by for your submarine sandwich.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, then I get angry because I'm like, "Why the hell do you have my sandwich?"
Yeah, why is it going that way? It should
Yeah.
be in my face.
Exactly.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, but anyway. So yeah, there you go. That was the old one.
The oldie one.
Uh-huh.
Well, the new one we got, Brian, is you asked if the lockdown ended tomorrow, what's the first thing you would do?
Mm-hmm.
I got quite a few answers on my side of the page.
Oh, because I do not.
Because I put it up on our Instagram stories, and I kind of DM'd a bunch of people with it, too.
Oh, shit. Sliding in them DMs, huh?
Sliding in them DMs. But first I'll go off the face page.
All right.
So our pal Jesse, he says the same thing as he did today. I don't know what that means. But all right, he's going to do that.
I can only imagine it's furiously masturbate.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Michelle, she says, sit down at a bar and order some delicious bar food and just chill.
Mm-hmm.
Philip, he would go to a tailgate and a Kansas City Royals baseball game.
Yeah, understandable. I miss baseball too.
Valerie, she says, I would mostly do the same as today. Work, come home, and generally be exhausted. I would, however, plan an effing party.
Wow, so an orgy?
Yeah, apparently.
Wow, all right. I mean, hey, go big or go home, right? Yeah.
Go big or go home. Monica, she says, make sure my parents saw their grandkids. And then I'd see a friend or two and start. I'm missing people.
Yeah, fair enough.
I get it.
Yeah.
See here. Good old Gordon Poutine. He says he would go to a Starbucks and sneeze and cough every time someone walked through the door.
I mean, no one's stopping you oh, wait, you can't go inside, really. Never mind.
Yeah, right.
You can stand outside and do it. I mean.
That's true. And then our pal Big Dev, he says he would drive to Ann Arbor and drink all the beers.
Why Ann Arbor?
There's a lot of good breweries there.
Well, that's fair. I mean, but it's Michigan. You basically, you throw a rock, you hit a good brewery.
That's accurate.
So I was just curious if there was like a specific one too in Ann Arbor.
I don't know. We'd have to.
Just curious.
We'd have to ask him.
I know Devil listens, so
Yeah. Yeah. And then I got on the Instas, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
I got. Do you remember Tails and Centaurs?
Yes, sir.
Well, they were one of the first people popped up on our Instas for some reason, so I messaged them.
Okay.
To work. She's a bartender at 2 bars, so that's also my social life as well as my job, workers and my friends.
Yeah, and that sweet, sweet money. Yeah,
exactly. Sweet, sweet green.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the beach and play game that song.
I appreciate the shameless plug for themselves in there.
Right. At Slevin77 from Review and Roast and the Comic Roast podcast. He says, nothing really. I'm essential, so nothing's really changed for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
At the PTO Unlimited _ podcast, they say, get the fuck out of my PJs and get myself fixed up into new clothes I haven't been able to wear yet. Go out to the bar with friends and drink. Get some good wings and sing karaoke.
Yeah. That's why I said I pretty much figured that was going to be most people's kind of answer.
Just go out and live life.
Yeah.
And then, friend of the show, S. Anthony Thomas, he just says, burrito time.
I feel bad if this is stopping him from burrito time.
Samesies.
I mean, it's people don't understand, like those people in like the West Coast and shit. They have like taco trucks and shit that are open like 24/7. They don't understand how awful it is living where we do,
Dude, I have to drive by every day a Lucha Libre taco shop sign.
Right?
Sign that's not open yet.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Every day there's a lucha wrestler standing on top of a taco, mocking me.
It's true. I've seen the sign. It is mocking you for sure. Like, do you know how many times that
It is.
like, 12 at night, 1 in the morning, I'm like, man, I could go for, a burrito. And it's like, I don't want Taco Bell. There's no other option. Like, nobody else is open, around here. We don't have food trucks like every 5 feet with burritos and Mexican food, It's terrible.
Exactly. It's like, do I starve or do I have flu dumps all night?
Right, exactly.
Choices.
It's tough, yeah. Most of the time, it'll depend. If I've had anything to drink, then the chance at a flu dump, risk is higher.
For sure.
Because I'm be like, man, I need some carbs.
Oh, the carbs.
That's all Taco Bell has, basically. It's just carbs.
Carbs and flu dumps.
And flu dumps, yeah.
Yeah,
Boy,
it's true.
What a great name for a movie. That's the new documentary about Taco Bell, Carbs and Flu Dumps.
Carbs and flu dumps.
Also,
yes.
Also, oddly enough, name of our new band.
Yeah, exactly. Yokiro Flu Dumps.
No, dude, it's our cheat day band, Carbs and Flu Dumps. We just covered Guns N' Roses songs,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Oh shit. Ooh. All right. So, do you have any others, or that all you got there?
That's everything on the face page on the Instas.
All right. So I have Cheeto Bandito said, if shit was 100% back to normal tomorrow, what would I do? Wake up, get ready, go to work, wash, rinse, repeat. Well, I'm glad he's washing. That's important.
Washing is super important.
Right. Everyone's worried about their hands, but don't forget to wash your ass also, as I've said before. It's very important,
Definitely.
Although with social distancing, probably a little less important, but still important,
Yeah.
I mean, at least at 6 feet, hopefully it'll be harder to smell someone's not washed ass. But
for sure.
But still, why risk it, right?
Why? Plus, you never know how strong the wind is.
That's a really good point. I mean, it's true. If you're downwind from somebody, you're fine. But if you're upwind, I mean, no good.
Exactly, right?
No good. Yeah. All right. So, I'm trying to think here. All right, here's what we're going to do. I have two that I kind of want to... What?
I actually have one more now that I'm looking at our other Instagram answers.
Oh, all right.
The lovely and talented Casey Pierce at KDC Writes.
Yeah.
Says she would make a decent paycheck again.
That's fair. I feel so bad for our comic friends and such that are always, where you got to hustle for every dollar,
Yeah, for sure, right?
Not just them. I mean, any profession where you've got to hustle for any dollar, but, yeah. Hopefully it'll get back to normal soon. And, go check her out on the Past Enthusiast episode she was on.
Definitely.
And also, go find her on the socials and maybe buy some funny books from her.
Buy some of them funny books.
Yeah. Or don't. Be a jerk. It's fine.
Yeah.
All right, Tony.
Be a goddamn turd. What's up?
So for this week, I've got 3 that I kind of have been thinking about.
Oh.
Right? So I want you to pick number 1, 2, or 3.
Well, I got to go number 2.
Number 2? Okay, but which one are you picking for this?
Goddamn food dumps.
Oh, dumpy time.
Well, for sure, number 2. Just because now it's a theme.
All right. Well, this one's kind of a tough one, but I just like the question anyway, which is, which deceased person, if brought back to life, would be most surprised to learn they became famous posthumously?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like, I feel like, to me, the answer ends up being somebody... the one that jumped out to me, I feel like would end up being Nikola Tesla.
Fair enough.
And the reason I picked Tesla was because of, clearly he didn't win the race at the time with Edison. And, Edison was the one who, got the fame, the fortune, the women,
Yeah, the pants.
The pants, yeah. The gold chains, all the stuff. But as time has gone on and people have realized, how much of a crook Edison actually was, Tesla is, to the fact that, there's literally a car named after him now.
Right.
So I that would be the one I would think. I think he would have like some shock about like how big his name has become since his heyday.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I think it'd be like Cliff Burton.
Yeah, because
Metallica.
Yeah.
Because if he came back and he saw how big Metallica is now and how people are like they hear that famous, what the hell, I don't remember what it's called now, the Cliff Burton famous bass solo jam.
I believe that's what it's called.
That people freak out about when they hear it.
Yes.
Yeah. I think if he knew that, he'd be like, "Whoa, this sucks in bed."
Does make you wonder though, right? Like if you look at Metallica's trajectory, just makes you wonder. Like I'd like to see the world in which he didn't die, just to see what
Earth 2.
Yeah, like to see how different they would have been, because there was a lot of drinking done because of his death. There was a lot of internal strife because of that. There was a lot of horrible treatment of Jason Newsted because of that. There was
because he's not Cliff.
Yeah. So
yeah,
be kind of an interesting thing to watch.
It's true.
All right, I can live with that though, because you're right. Because at the time, they were big.
They were on the rise,
but they weren't like the biggest band in the world.
Yeah,
they
weren't playing like a concert on the North Pole in a plastic bubble that I saw on YouTube.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly. So I think that's a decent one. I'm curious to see what people say on this one, because there are a lot of people who died before their fame. Kind of a thing. Like old type artists, especially, to where a lot of artists during their lifetime, their shit, like Van Gogh or something, like their stuff was worthless while they were alive.
Yeah.
Now, and Van Gogh is a great example, because literally he used to try to pay people with art. And there was so much of his stuff out there at times that people were like, your art's worthless. You give it to everyone.
Yeah, stop it.
Meanwhile, some of his art now is worth giant amounts of money, So
well, yeah, of course.
People like him might be a really good example too, And I figure,
anyone ever told him to Van Gogh fuck himself?
Nah, I'm sure no one did.
That'd be pretty great.
Yeah.
Hey, Van Gogh, stick a paintbrush in your ass. Get out of here.
Like, what do you think I do all morning? How do you think I paint?
How do you think I get inspired?
Boy, wouldn't that be something, to turn out and find out somebody who's highly rated as an artist that's actually what they stick a paintbrush in their ass and paint that way.
Exactly. Just deep squats over canvases.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, I got to say that you have amazing control.
Yeah, the detail.
The texture is amazing. I can't get over this. The live demonstrations are a little awkward, but
wasn't expecting that.
Like, but no one knows that's their technique. The first time they agree to finally do a live presentation, like a TED Talk kind of presentation type thing, and you see them drop their pants. You're like, okay, like, well, maybe like to just be comfortable while he's painting, like, yeah. And then you see,
why is he slopping up the back of that thing in lube?
Why is he squatting so much? Like,
does that dildo have bristles on the end of it? Oh my God.
Wow, that's impressive. He's just got a bunch of like butt plugs that are, like
they're just different styles of brushes.
Yeah. Wow. Man, the amazing artwork that could come out of that.
Yeah, right.
Oh man. Right. So there you go. The question of the week once again is: which deceased person, if brought back to life, would be the most surprised to learn that they became famous posthumously? So
I like it. That's a fun one.
Yeah. And I even don't have a problem with, like if they were sort of known beforehand, but like after they died, they got like gigantic.
Like, bada boom.
Yeah. Like, whatever it is they did, like a Marie Curie or something like that,
Right.
Like, the fact that some of the stuff that people did, like, has been, like, would they be amazed that all these years later they're still regarded as highly as they are, whatever, or,
For sure.
or, James Wilkes, John Wilkes Booth, James Wilkes Booth, his brother,
His brother.
yeah. John Wilkes Booth, like, would he be, like, holy shit, I can't believe how well known I am, That'd be a weird one, though.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. There was a TV show, I don't know if you ever saw it, with, like, Dan Harmon, where that was, like, they brought back celebrity, or, like, historical people. They brought him back to life, and then basically he would hang out with them for the day. God, I forgot the name of the show.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Yeah, basically. No. But it was a pretty funny show. I enjoyed watching that. Like, after so long, like, they could only bring him back, I think, for like 24 hours or something like that. And then they basically just turned to, like, goo or something to that effect. What was that?
Onward.
Yeah. No, you silly goose. I tell you what. Anyway. So there you go. I think that's what we got for the week, eh?
I think that's a show, Brian.
All right. Well then, head over to saltylanguage.com and, click around all them links and
molest them.
Yeah. Check out the enthusiasts that we've done. The past episodes are all there. Find the, I can't think. The networks that we're part of, such as
Danger! Watch your back! Danger!
No, wait a minute.
No, Tony. No.
God damn it.
No, Tony. Not that one anymore.
I actually need to go through and edit our networks tabs.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. I found the name of his show. It was called Great Minds with Dan Harmon.
Oh, fair enough.
It only had 13 episodes, but there was one with John Wilkes Booth and one with Edgar Allan Poe and Freud. And
I mean, all John Wilkes Booth was trying to do was adjust the president's hat.
Well, I mean, it was obnoxious to wear that hat at the
it was.
theater.
It was.
I mean, you couldn't see around it.
It's crazy.
He's like, hey, I paid good money for these seats.
Yeah, so let me knock that top hat off.
It certainly was not. Certainly not what was going on there. Oh, man. Anyway, you can check us out on the Tangent Bound Network, which can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. And, yeah, so there's that.
Tangent, motherfucker.
And then if you want to reach out to the show, you can hit us up on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me at Stunami.
I am at Monotony, and of course we are on the face page, we're on the Snappers, we're on the Instas. If you want all these links, just go to saltylanguage.com. It's easier. Oh, and hopefully, in theory, if I can figure out the kinks and the shit, Salty Pod on YouTube if you want to watch us live next week.
Yeah, we hope.
But I'll probably put links up on, all the socials when we go live, too.
Right,
so.
like 10 minutes afterward. Yeah.
Like, oh, shit, guys, here you go.
Yeah. Classic us.
Classic salty language.
So, yeah, there you go. Again, if, all the links are on the website, so if there's something we didn't say and you're curious if we're on there, no TikToks at this point, so. Because I'm
not. I'm too old to pull the trigger on more social media apps. I'll be
absolutely not going to do TikTok because it just annoys me. So it annoys me more than Snapchat ever did. So it's either that I'm getting older or I just think it's stupid. So
yes,
it's probably both. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So there you go. And I guess so. Until next week, have a beer. You'll be fine.
Stay salty, y'all.
Mm-hmm, for sure. And, cheat day! I don't know, I got nothing.
I mean, Don't do it. It's actually a terrible idea.